you mentioned before some porn addiction resources.
Yeah.
So obviously, cheap plug is Men's Group has a porn addiction group that's really popular. Yeah, the Jordan leads. Beyond that, you mentioned a book, Your Brain on Porn. You mentioned before off camera about a Reddit group. Yep. That is an anti-porn Reddit group that's really good. What's it called? Do you know?
That one's called Anti-Pornography.
Cool.
And I like to go in there too. This is something we talked about earlier today, was about going into that discussion forum. It's a lot of women posting about past boyfriends or husbands or current, and it's really eye-opening to see and hear the woman's perspective of this, because as men, we don't know what we're doing. I don't know the actual damage that I did to my last partner and trauma that I've left her with. And I don't want to do that ever again. And this is why I want to get clean. Not only do I want to get clean for myself, I want to get clean for my next partner.
Yeah.
But yeah, just understanding what the woman's perspective is in these situations, it really hits home. And that's one resource. The one resource that I talked about earlier was a 3-part documentary by this new organization called Fight the New Drug. And the documentary is broken down in 3 parts, one on the brain, the second one on the heart, which talks about and follows, I think, 3 or 4 couples dealing with the male having a porn addiction.
Wow.
And working through that. And in the world, which is kind of touching on the sex trafficking side of things too. So it's a really great documentary. They're only about 30 minutes apart, but that was what really hit home for me. It was like, oh, okay. And then there's other books as well. One of the books that I was given by a friend who I came out with this when I first realized it was having a real issue on me, bought me a book called The Porn Trap. That was really powerful for me. And yeah, there's a bunch of other resources that I've got in the porn addiction group. So lots of ways to help, whether it's a book, whether it's the discussion forum, whether it's our community, which we meet twice a month. And it's a support group for guys to get rid of the shame and the toxic embarrassment around it and ways to overcome it and just get it out there. That's a big part of it. The truth is healing. But there's also, software as well that can help block things off, etc. But I find just the support in the group and carrying each other along and not wanting to give into this parasite or this distraction or this addiction, and wanting to come to the group feeling good about yourself, I think is a huge impact on everybody that's attended so far.
Yeah, it seems like I have a friend who says the most powerful 2 words in the English language are "me too."
Yeah. And
to hear other guys say that they are also having the same issues and that it's affecting their relationship is really awesome. There's a great podcast that I came across where Lamar Odom, who's married to one of the Kardashians and played in the NBA for a lot of years, famous celebrity athlete, he opens up about his porn addiction. I also saw a great documentary that I think is a great resource for porn addiction. It was called Life After Porn.
Yes, I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, and it followed around the girls after their porn careers, and it was an interesting look into what life is like after that and the issues they run into.